Hello everybody, this is Pyra, and I just wanted to go over some of the latest news that we've gotten about Final Fantasy XIV. So last night was the Letter from the Producer Live number 83 that was held at Tokyo Game Show in Japan, and we got a lot of really good information about patch 7.1 and beyond. Honestly, a lot more information than I was expecting, and so I figured let's go over it and see what we have to look forward to. So before I go any further, huge shout out to the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit Discord. They have a thread that is all translations and live letters, and it is where they translate the Japanese content into English live during the live letters, and also provide us with really good screenshots accompanying what they are talking about. And so huge shout out to them. That is where we're going to be looking for this video, and it helps out a lot trying to get through some of this information. And so one of the first things that we saw in this live letter is the cover art for patch 7.1. And so some characters here we know, I definitely know. Some I'm speculating and others I've heard about. First, right here is Bakul Jaja. Of course, we met him in the Dawn Trail main scenario quests, and it looks like he is back. So he looks like one of the main prominent figures, probably, of this patch. As well, we see this angelic figure up top that is kind of this Reen Gaia mashup. As we know, Futures Rewritten Ultimate is coming out, so that is definitely where I could see this art come into play. These two characters, one right here, as well as this one down below, is, from what I know, Final Fantasy XI reference. So I don't know much about them, but that is what I've heard, is that these are Final Fantasy XI characters for the Alliance Raid series. And then, of course, we see our Cloud of Darkness, which we will learn about very shortly. But we have a Cloud of Darkness here as well. And then right after the screenshot of the artwork, of course, we got our name, we got our date. Patch 7.1 is going to be called Crossroads, and the release date is going to be sometime in mid-November. No official date yet, however, if I had to speculate, I'm thinking it is going to be Tuesday, November 12th. We always know it's a Tuesday, and now it's just kind of, is it going to be the 12th? Is it going to be the 19th? We don't know yet, so that is my prediction at this time. And the next thing that we heard about was main scenario quests. So this is a continuation of the Dawn Trail main scenario. Of course, we see a few screenshots. The first one is our new Dawn servants, so probably following a bit of their next steps post the initial main scenario quests. And then we see here Little Kryl as well as Galul Ja. So we kind of just barely got to meet Galul Ja in Dawn Trail, and it looks like he will be important, probably, going into the next patches, especially as the king. And the last screenshot that is shown here is what looks like an echo flashback of Zorulja. So very curious where that leads us, especially with the name of the expansion or the patch being Crossroads. The next thing that we learned about past the MSQ was Allied Society quests. So if you've been playing for a long time, these quests used to be called the Beast Tribe quests or the Tribal quests, and they've kind of changed names in recent years. And this Allied Society quest that we're going to have, we will get our first society of the Pelu Pelu. And this one is going to be strictly a battle job quest that you can do. So was kind of hoping for some of the crafters or gatherers first, but I believe we do always start off with the battle class tribal alliances, or alliance society, I should say. And then the next new thing that we're going to get in 7.1 is new custom deliveries. And this is the NPC that we'll be seeing, Nito Wikwi. I have a hard time pronouncing a lot of words. I think it's Nito Wikwi. If it's not, let me know. But she will be the next NPC for the new custom deliveries. And of course, we see some recurring folks as well coming back for this new custom deliveries quests. The next thing that we will get is additional role quests. This is where I kind of preface and say, don't be like me, because I haven't done the role quests yet. I'm really bad. I haven't refreshed my mentor account because I haven't started these quests, but we will be getting additional role quests, and it kind of shows us some screenshots, which I don't know why we're fighting a worm, but in order to go with these, you need to have completed all the 7.01. So if you're someone like me that is far behind on those, get those done before 7.1 so that you can follow through with the additional role quests as well. We are also getting some additional Wachumeki Meki quests, and this will serve as kind of like a capstone for the Crafters and Gatherers storyline for the Wachumeki Meki. And if we scroll down just a little bit more, we see a familiar face in Solution 9. And from what I've heard, the crowd cheered when they saw Nashu, as I would have as well. As we could see, even more Hildebrand, which is always a good time in my opinion. And this is someone's hand grabbing a bomb, hopefully preventing chaos, as usually happens with Hildebrand quests. This is the inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures. And now, one thing that I think was super important right here is that this is a new side storyline for Hildebrand. So kind of like a Dawn Trail version of Hildebrand. They're not giving us too much information besides the screenshots, however, they are letting us know that this is a new storyline. This isn't a continuation, but it is our same favorite Nashu and Hildy, so I'm sure that something really fun and really chaotic will come out of these story quests. The next update is going to be new Game Plus support for 7.0. So this, I kind of wish that they would implement it earlier, but either way, if you want to go back through Dawn Trail in New Game Plus, it will be available. Your main scenario quest, your job quest, and your role quest will be available in 7.1. Duty support, there will be duty support, so your trusts for non-main scenario quest dungeons to be implemented going forward. So support for Halatali will be added in 7.1, and it looks like they will probably keep giving us this option for maybe potentially every single dungeon going forward, which I think is kind of exciting because for those who want kind of that immersion and that world building with NPCs, even if it isn't the Scions, but maybe some other C-tier level characters that we come across support, this will be available. So you will always kind of have, if they implemented for all dungeons at least, you will always kind of be able to go into dungeons, even if it's just with NPCs and the trust system. And the next update we saw was Hall of the Novice is getting a little update. Training for specific battle mechanics will be added, and there were just kind of a handful of screenshots about the different types of mechanics they're going to teach you in there. So how to do a stack mechanic and not have a sprout run away, how to do a spread mechanic and don't kill your friends, different types of mechanics like this. The one thing I wish they would do is just make it mandatory, I think would be nice, or at least kind of have these as like little checkpoints that you could get some rewards for, I think would be really good. But it is good that they are updating these quite a bit so that there are more relevant markers, there are more relevant kind of information for sprouts to get information from. There also will be new training can be unlocked at level 49, so different training options like they showed above. Another big update that we predicted was PvP updates for everyone except for the new jobs. So each class is going to be getting updates of some sort, except for Viper and Pictomancer, since they are new jobs and just got introduced not that long ago. And so before we even get into the specific PvP updates, this one line I thought was pretty interesting right here, and it's not really that shocking, but there will be PvE job balance changes for 7.1 that Yoshipi will not be going into as of this live letter. They will have another live letter closer to 7.1. They're trying not to nerf anything, he says, especially with Ultimate in mind, and buff jobs within roles where needed. So if you want PvE updates, that will not be this live letter, but for PvP at least, there are a bunch of changes that are going to happen. One of the things that they said was that some jobs will feel very different. different things that they added specifically. Players will be able to react better for certain opponent actions and attacks. So certain times if somebody's maybe casting on you or about to attack you, and if it's not like it's something instant, you might have some sort of visual so that you can either counter it, shield yourself, run away, something. So they're kind of having an extensive update to PvP action execution and hit detection. As well, they're going to be doing some balance adjustments for both front lines and rival wings, which rival wings I feel like I haven't heard about in a hot minute. So that is soon to come, and arena improvements for the Red Sands and Cloud9. So a bunch of little PvP things. There was a little thing down here too that there are going to be big updates for Frontline in 7.2, and this update that they're going to do in 7.1 is to prep for it. So I myself am someone who really enjoys Frontlines. I am curious to see what major or big updates for Frontlines entails, but I guess we'll have to find out and see how this first iteration of PvP updates feels like. And now on to some of the battle content. Of course, with new MSQ, we will always get a new dungeon, and this new dungeon is called the Uiwara Field Station, if I say that correctly. A few screenshots, very creepy in tone and like dark. I have my predictions for this, so kind of spoiler, kind of not spoiler. If you're not caught up with Dawn Trail, then don't listen to this like next 10 seconds. This looks like kind of like a hospital lab, maybe cloning area. I think that this is Galulja. Like, how do we find out where Galulja came from? It could be completely wrong, but like, this is like got very creepy vibes, like very something wrong happened, but also like a lab or like a hospital. So I'm curious to see what exactly this is going to be. This dungeon seems like it's going to be a very informational dungeon, and I'm excited to give it a try. The next big thing that we get in Battle 2 is Echoes of Vana'diel. So, as we've heard before, this is going to be our new Alliance Raid series, and it is going to be a crossover of Final Fantasy XI with Final Fantasy XIV. And of course, Yoshi P asked the audience who's played 11, which luckily a lot of people there looked like they had done. And we got some screenshots of what that is going to look like. Kind of a very teaser moment of it, but it shows us some of the kind of like city landscapes. I've never played 11, so if you want a direct comparison, I'm sure there are some videos on YouTube already from people who have played, but we do get a couple screenshots of different parts of the new Alliance Raid series. I know that this is going to take place in Juno, the First Walk, it says. Echoes of Vana'diel Part 1, Juno, the First Walk. And the next thing is, of course, as we all knew, the Minstrel's Ballad Sfien's Burden. So our final dungeon, or final trial, I should say, of Dawn Trail, we're getting an Extreme version 4. This is probably going to be crazy because even in the normal version, I see a lot of wipes and a lot of deaths. And they showed us this screenshot of what is to come with the Extreme version. There is some sort of bridge right here, or like platform between the platforms, which scares me. Anytime there's a split platform, I'm both excited and scared. So looking forward to seeing what this is going to entail. And of course, they even talked about the bridge between the platforms and not being able to trust it. And then Yoshi P said she clearly shows she is shooting laser from her arms, right? So you have to move the platform, but after you moved, the bridges might disappear. So, excited, scared. We'll have to see what that shows up like in 7.1. And of course, we have a confirmation from Yoshi P that the pretty rewards will be available as usual, and we can show it hopefully in the next Producer Louder Live. Next up on our list of battle content is the new Unreal Trial, the Jade Stoa Unreal. So this is Byakuya. If you haven't done this already, I would urge you to do so. From Stormblood, it is a very fun trial if I do say so myself, and this will be our next Unreal. And now this next announcement was something I wasn't anticipating. But we are getting it, and I am very, very excited. We are getting our first Chaotic Alliance raid. So back when they started saying that we were getting some sort of Savage Alliance raid, I just assumed it was going to be another BA or something in the Eureka category for Savages, but no. This is something completely new that we have not seen before, and it is called Chaotic. So it is a 24-man Savage, I guess? And they even made a joke, 24-man ultimate. Yoshi P said, no, that would make everyone retire. So this is kind of be like extreme level difficulty, maybe even Savage level difficulty, but for 24 people. The first one that they planned on, and hopefully more will be added in the future, is the Cloud of Darkness Chaotic. So this is fun, especially for someone like me that has been in 14 since A Realm Reborn, since 2015, seeing kind of our first Chaotic raid being an older fight is kind of exciting, I think, and we are already seeing some of the mechanics, and it kind of looks wild. So, it looks kind of insane, it looks fun. This is insane to me, especially with the amount of, it looks like towers, you probably have to do one per. This is kind of mixing some of the Eden's Raid series Cloud of Darkness as well as Cloud of Darkness from World of Darkness, and I am like watching this and just kind of my jaws dropped. I don't know how to feel about it besides this is going to be amazing and painful all at the same time. So very excited to see what comes of the Chaotic Alliance raids. And if you are someone who likes hard content, endgame content, here's one of the next things I'm extremely excited for, the new Ultimate raid, which is Futures Rewritten Ultimate, otherwise known as FRU. Let me know in the comments below if you call it FRU or something else. I've only heard it FRU, but I feel like some other people call it other things, so let me know what you call it. But it is our next Ultimate raid, and it is happening sometime in 7.1. I think it's going to be technically like 7.15, maybe? Like, I think they've called it 7.1x, as it won't be coming out directly at the launch of 7.1. But we did get some screenshots of the new Ultimate. This, of course, is Dad Crid, or Daddy Issues, as I've heard this fight before. And this is Gaia, and it's left to the imagination. Like, there is not much here to go off of, but I'm already hyped. I'm already excited to see what is going on between these two different screenshots and what is going to happen in this Ultimate raid. And so after a bunch of battle content, we have some other it tapers off into some smaller, more casual content. One of the next things is Doman Mahjong is getting an update. I've never played it because I'm not good at Mahjong, but a cute little feature where they're going to be voiced reactions and commentary from the Scions, so that you can kind of have the Scions with you as you are playing a game of Mahjong. And another piece of casual content, though I did not expect anything like this, I think this is a big piece of casual content, is in a housing update. One of the housing updates that we are seeing is, we will get a good screenshot of this. So now you can select your interior designs. Instead of just sticking to the one that is local to your residential area, you will now be able to select a different interior design or style for your house. And new interior designs are going to be added, which to me sounds like more than just the ones that are local, regional to your housing zone. This is an example where this is a large house in like the Goblet per se, and this is a new version of an interior of the same plot, the same house, which is exciting, especially because they're not going to give you options to just take only pillars away. But some interior designs don't have pillars, so open floor concepts, here we come. This is incredibly exciting, something that I didn't think was going to happen, ever maybe, but I'm excited for it. I think it is a really good add for the housing systems. And then past 7.1, but I think I would be a bad reporter on this if I didn't say it. This is going to be something future plans, not for 7.1, definitely further in the future, but they are thinking, well, if you can change how your interior looks, what else can you do with changing your interior? And they're thinking of letting you select the internal size of your house and change it as often as you want, however it would cost gil. Which, to me, is absolutely huge, especially with how many people want houses, can't get houses, have had trouble getting houses. This is huge. You have FCs and smalls that are big FCs and want a big. They might be able to make the interior of their house look like a large and have as much space as a large. Sure, it will cost gil. However, I think that this will help solve some of the housing issues, as you don't have to all fight for the limited amount of larges or mediums. You can have a small with a large interior. So I am very excited for this. I know it's a very small thing and something that is kind of like further on the horizon. However, it is very exciting to see something like this get implemented or thought of getting implemented. And the last couple things are kind of housekeeping things outside of the game. The Dawn Trail original soundtrack is coming up. It will be on sale for pre-orders. I think it's kind of like October 30th for Japan, and for NA and EU will be in sometime in November. And of course, the little bonus item would be a Zero Minion. The Primals were live in concert back on the 21st in Japan, and now the archive footage is available to watch on Stream Pass and FanStream. They are paid services, but you can go and pay to watch them if that is something that you would like. Some other updates, of course, is we have more merchandise on the Square Enix store. They show off kind of this desk mat, a calendar, and some keychains. One of them that looks incredibly unfamiliar, but now familiar, is the Emmett Selk kind of soul stone. So very exciting. Some new merchandise available for pre-order. And then, of course, this shirt, I don't know if it's on the store, but I need it. It is a Pictomancer Limit Break shirt that Yoshi P was wearing, and they show off this fan. I don't know if these are available for everybody, but either way, if they are, I want one really bad. And then the last thing that they showed off was the Final Fantasy TTRPG Standard Rulebook, which is going to be available for pre-order. So please look forward to that. If you are someone who has tried the Final Fantasy XIV TTRPG, then there will be a Standard Rulebook and Deluxe Edition that are now available for pre-order. And that was it. That was a lot. That was a lot of really good stuff coming up in patch 7.1 and beyond. Thank you so much for watching this recap with me. If you want more Final Fantasy XIV news, updates, etc., hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It means a lot to me and my channel. I do everything Final Fantasy XIV, all the way from news and updates to casual content, all the way through Savage and Ultimate raiding. So if you want to come hang out with me a little bit more, join the Discord, join the Twitch, join the YouTube. All the links are below, and we will see you in game. Bye!